Hello! Welcome back to my channel, Bella in Argentina. Thank you so much for coming once more. And please remember to like and share and subscribe and comment and do all the nice things so that this channel can reach to more persons so that it can see what it is like living in Argentina. Now today I'll be sharing with you 10 things that really shocked me when I moved to Argentina. And if you'd like to know about these things from my perspective as a Jamaican, as a black person, as a female living in Argentina, then please stay with me through the entire video, okay? Now, the first thing that shocked me when I got to Argentina was how simple Argentines are. Like, there's this term that they use in Argentina, no pasa nada. And that term is pretty much their motto, that's what they live by. Everything is so simple. They don't get too fussy about anything. Argentines, they have their moments when they dress up, mostly when they're going out on Saturday nights or on the weekend. But generally, they're just be simple in their dressing. Their attitude is just simple. Their vibe is just simple. If it can be done in a simple way, then why do it in a complicated way? Well, unless when you have to process your documents. But everything else here is just simple. Like, their fun is also simple. Argentines find pleasure in just going to the park with their friends on the weekend and just eating biscuits and drinking mate, and to them that's the world. They find pleasure in just going to a little coffee shop and just having breakfast or lunch, and that's fun for them. Having a get together with your friends and just talking and doing an asado, that's like really awesome to them. They don't need to have a lot of money or have any fancy things to enjoy life. They just enjoy the beauty in simple things, and I really like that about them. Number 2, I really love that Argentines love to eat out. Like, I'm coming from Jamaica where eating out is a whole chore. Like, you have to make reservations, you have to ensure that you have enough money, you have to ensure that you have transportation to go back home. Finding a good place that gives you a nice, vibe too is kind of hard in Jamaica. But in Argentina, anyone can eat out. You don't have to be wealthy. You don't really have to worry about, getting back home, because they have so many little coffee shops and restaurants, especially if you live in the main city. They have so many of those that you can actually just go and you don't have to make a reservation beforehand, or you don't have to have a lot of money to go and just have a good experience. So I really love that about them. They have a lot of coffee shops, like too many. Like every corner, literally, you can find 2. Maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but it's like there's coffee shops everywhere. They also have ice cream shops everywhere too. Like, I've never seen so many ice cream stores in all my life. Well, I've only been to lived in Argentina and Jamaica, but wow, like they have a lot of ice cream shops too, and the ice cream shops will sell coffee and pastries. So it's kind of weird because hot and cold in one place, but that's Argentina. Another thing is that they'll go to a restaurant just to have coffee or tea and pastry. They're like, okay, but you could have that at home. They'll have like coffee and everything at home, and they'll leave all of those and go to a restaurant and buy those things. So I think it's about the experience, because they just get to go somewhere, have someone prepared for them, which is not anything really hard, but just to sit and just relax and just be in them. I just think Argentines are addicted to coffee shops, to be honest. Like, that's just their thing, and it doesn't matter if they have the things at home to make them. They will go somewhere and buy them because they just want the experience. Breakfast is like soup. I was really shocked by what they actually had for breakfast. It's just like pastries, and one thing that they call media luna. I think they're called croissants in other parts of the world. And they'll probably have like a slice of cake, or they have bread with jam or cream cheese, and that's just breakfast. That's the same thing that they have all the time. Maybe you have 1 or 2 persons who maybe they will have cereal or something like that, but generally that's breakfast. And thinking about Jamaica, we eat like heavy food for breakfast. You can eat even chicken and plantain and yam and all of that for breakfast. Argentina is quite the opposite. Their breakfast is very simple. They eat breakfast at about 8 a.m. thereabout. Then lunch is like about 12:1. And dinner is what shocked me the most. They eat dinner at 10, 11 o'clock at night. It's like, what? In Jamaica, dinner is at 5, 6 o'clock. Like, no. But between lunch and dinner, they have what they call merienda, which I guess is what we would call like supper in Jamaica. But we don't really do supper in Jamaica unless you stay up late and you probably want to pick on something. But it's not like a hard and fast rule. In Argentina, it's almost like it's a hard and fast rule. It's merendar, which is you eat pretty much the same thing that you eat for breakfast. Mostly it's with mate. What they eat for lunch and dinner. Argentines like dinner, and they don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen. In Jamaica, we spend like hours in the kitchen preparing this elaborate meal. In Argentina, the food is simple. Pizza, empanada, pasta with sauce and cheese, or they just put beef in the oven and make a salad, and that's lunch, that's dinner. Or mashed potatoes with beef, or mashed potatoes and with something in the oven. It's like they use the oven a lot. That's what I like about them. That's healthier actually. They don't even clean off the meat. They just take it out, put a little salt or maybe a little pepper and in the oven, and that's it. In Jamaica, you have to wash the meat, season the meat, let it marinate, and then you cook it down and you put it out and then you cook it down. In Argentina, the food is simple. The third thing that shocked me about Argentina was just how much they were into exercising. Like, there are gyms pretty much everywhere in the city. And in the week and the evenings, you'll actually see people walking, running, exercising during the week, you know? I was really impressed by that. I was like, wow. And on Sunday mornings, the government actually blocks off the road for the main streets. I guess in the main cities, I'm not sure if it's done in like smaller towns. And people get to ride their bicycles, their scooters. You see the kids out with their families skating. And some people just walk. It's just, I just love it. So Sunday mornings are for families to go out and just breathe fresh air and just exercise and relax, and I really love that. If you haven't checked out my vlog that I did about with showing my gym here in Argentina, then you should definitely check it out. Number 4, dogs and cats. I've never seen so many types of dogs in all my life, not even of all my time watching TV, as I've seen in Argentina. They have big dogs, short dogs, fat dogs, slim dogs, long dogs, like every type of dog. Like, I was so shocked, like, wow. And literally everyone has a dog, like. And the thing is, you know, in Jamaica, when I see a dog, I automatically get scared because the dogs in Jamaica are pretty dangerous, angry. Here, it doesn't matter how big the dogs are. It's like they're just so friendly, so minding their own business. Like, you can just walk on the street and you see a stray dog, and even though it looks like it's walking up to you, you just walk past you and go about its business. Like, the dogs here, I'm not sure, they're chill. I'm like, even the dogs are chill. We need to send the dogs from Jamaica here to learn how to be chill. Cats too, like, so many people, they have their cats, and their cats, like, cat is their world. You know, they'll pet the cat and like, oh, love me more. In Jamaica, most Jamaicans don't even like cats. But you will have cats, and most of the cats are like stray cats. But here it's like the cats actually belong to someone, and when they escape or when they get lost, you see people putting up posters, offering compensation for anyone who returns the cat if they find it and all of that. So they're big on they're dog lovers and cat lovers in Argentina. Number 5, demonstration. Now, Argentines, like, I was so shocked when I came here and I like heard some loud explosions or a lot of drums beating, and I was like, what's going on here? What's happening? Only to realize that it was a demonstration. Like, Argentines, they demonstrate everything, and I'm not sure, they just have this power of getting people to come together for a common cause that I find it quite impressive. They come together not only to demonstrate, but also if it's a special day, for example, International Women's Day, the women will get together and they'll make posters and they'll get people to play the drum and they'll march to like a open area or a specific landmark in the city to commemorate or to celebrate a special day or to also demonstrate. So it's impressive how they can get people together to do, or to, what should I say, to make their message go forward. And something that I admire about them, not sure if the cause or the reason behind the demonstrations are always good or pleasant, but I just like the fact that they can come together for a common good. Sixth thing that shocked me about Argentina, the number of holidays that they have. Like, I'm sure that if you look at a list of public holidays in Argentina, you'll probably see about 10 or so of them. But I can guarantee you that Argentines don't get just 10 days off. Probably get almost twice as much, because guess what? In Argentina, there's something that's called feriado puente or fin de semana largo. It's like this. So if Thursday is a holiday, right? Argentines generally don't go to work on Friday. Like, it's impossible. Like, if Thursday is a holiday, why would I go back to work on Friday then to have the weekend off? Argentines like, no. Fin de semana largo. And guess what? In those 4 days, you have travel agencies promoting packages to go on trips. So I was like, wow, this is quite interesting. It's like the rest of the world, when Friday is a holiday, people are like, oh no, I need to get, extra work done on Thursdays. When Thursday's a holiday, I'm sorry, people are like, okay, when I go to work on Friday, I'm going to try and catch up on what I missed on Thursday. Argentina's like, no, Thursday's a holiday, Friday's also going to be a holiday, because it doesn't make sense. And sometimes Friday's a holiday, and the government's like, okay, let's just give them another day, to just do something nice with their family and friends. And they'll put Monday as a holiday as well. Like, they call that feriado puente, or like a bridge holiday. So I guess the weekend would be like the water, and the Friday and the Monday would be like what's joining them, something like that. That's why they call it puente. But yeah, that was really shocking to me. So sometimes you have like half of the week being holiday because of the feriado puente, or more than half of the week being holiday. So that's like, it's crazy. And then the next thing is that sometimes you'll have some places being opened, half day on one of those holidays, or they don't really recognize it per se. They still open their businesses, but like maybe the government places will be closed. Or they also have something that's called medio feriado, like a half a holiday, in the sense that only some places will be closed on that holiday. Or it's a holiday, but it's not really a holiday. It's weird, I know. I'm still trying to get used to it. Talking about holidays, that leads me to the next point of traveling. As I mentioned before, like, Argentines are all about traveling. On their fin de semana largo, they'll take 4 days and they'll go somewhere that's close by to where they're living and just spend the time to just relax and to just enjoy the time with their friends and family. Argentines really love traveling. In some countries, people spend money to fix up their apartments, make it look wow and fancy, or they'll buy the most expensive clothes. I think for Argentina, their thing is traveling. They may not have their apartment, maybe it's not like the nicest that there is, or they don't wear like maybe designer clothes, but they'll spend their money to travel. They love to travel, and that's one thing I really love about them. They create experiences. So they also travel a lot within their country, because it's sometimes it's very economic to travel within their country, and they have a lot to see. Honestly, like, Argentina has so much to see that they don't even have to leave their country. They can have it all here. Well, not all, but almost everything here. So they travel a lot within their country, and they have like a lot of travel agencies who then they will post like packages and package deals, like, oh, for this month we have a promotion to go to this place, it's this amount of money. It includes transportation, it includes having a tour guide all the time, includes a hotel, which sometimes they'll give you breakfast, lunch and dinner. Sometimes it may be just breakfast and lunch, or sometimes just breakfast. Sometimes they have excursions included in the packages, and they can pay those with their credit card, or they have something recently that they call Previaje, which is like something that the government came in with to promote travel. So when you think you have to apply for it, you pay for the trip like about a few months, 2 or 3 months before you actually travel, and you get back 50% off the money that you spend, and you can use that money to go on another trip or something like that. So yeah, there are lots of things that are here to encourage Argentines to travel within their countries and also within their country. And they have a very good and effective bus system that transport them from within the country, and it's normally more economic. But if you don't want to spend such a long time traveling, you can actually go take a plane, which is a little bit more expensive, but I don't think it's that or much more expensive. Argentines do travel outside of their country as well. They go out to Brazil a lot during the summer. They want to have a beach experience, and Brazil is the closest place to them. They also go to Uruguay a lot, a place that's called Punta del Este. They go there a lot to vacation. I guess some of them, they will go to Chile as well, but Chile is not top on their list. It's mostly Uruguay and Brazil that they go to in South America. And they also go to Europe a lot. Argentines are obsessed with Europe. Well, Argentina is like a mini Europe, so can understand why. Now we're getting into the heated stuff. Mate is number 8. Like, I've never heard of mate before coming to Argentina, never seen it before, but when I came here and I saw everyone with a thermos and that mate, the cup, I was like, wow, this is quite interesting. And it's I tried it and I was like, wow, this thing is bitter. How do you guys drink it all the time, all day, every day? Like, this is so bitter. How do you do it? But they say, you know, culture, it's culture. They consume a lot of mate. It's a herb that supposedly has a lot of benefits. It helps to keep you awake, helps with digestion and other things, and they drink it a lot. They drink it, they're like full of thermos of hot water, and they have it, and they just pour and drink and pour and drink, and they'll finish that by themselves in the morning and in the evening. If they get together, they're gonna drink it. If they go to the park, they're gonna drink it. And they just drink it all day, every day, and they never get tired of it. I'm like, wow, this is interesting, and it's so bitter. Like, when I first tried it, I was like, oh my, this tastes like what they give us in Jamaica as medicine to clean up, to clean our systems. But they drink it all the time and they enjoy it. I don't drink mate, but I've tried tereré, which is what they drink when the time is warm, when it's hot. When the time is hot, they drink tereré. When it's cold, they drink mate. So tereré is pretty much adding juice to the herb, and that's nice. It gives it a nice little flavor. But I can't manage the mate, I'm sorry. Unless I maybe put sugar in it. But yeah, but I was just shocked, like, people everywhere. Mate in the office, doctors drink mate. Mate at school, mate at your friend's house, mate in the park, everywhere it's just mate. But you know what shocked me the most was how everyone drank from the same mate, from the same spoon or a straw, which they call bombisha. Is that you drink it, you pour it, serve it to another person. Everybody was drinking from the same thing. I was like, wow, this is interesting. You know, in Jamaica, if someone drinks from a cup, you don't drink from it, you wash it out or you use another cup. But here, everyone was drinking from it, whether they knew you or not. They were just drinking from it. I was like, okay. Number 9 has to do with toilet paper. No. In Jamaica, we flush the toilet paper every time. Never had a problem. I came to Argentina and I realized that if you do number 1, not sure if it's called number 1, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You don't flush the toilet paper. If you do number 2, yes, you flush it. Well, I would have wanted to think that you flush it. But if you do number 1, you don't flush the toilet paper. I was like, what? But then I knew that it was that system existed because I knew someone who went to Costa Rica and he came back and that was really shocking for him. He was from Jamaica. So it's like, okay, I knew that they existed, but I didn't know that it was a thing in Jamaica, in Argentina. Then I came here And we were flushing the paper for number one, and then the toilet got blocked, and it's like, okay, I guess we can't be doing that. So what I've heard is that the piping system in Argentina is a bit narrow or a bit old or something like that. So they cannot manage so many toilet papers being flushed. So if you do number one, you don't flush your toilet papers. If you come to Argentina and you see that, don't be surprised. Now I save the best for last, or maybe not, but siesta. Argentines take a siesta. So what is that? It's just a time midday, maybe from about 1 or 2 p.m. to about 4 or 5 p.m. where the businesses will close so that people can go home and rest and be with their families and I guess have lunch with their families. But that was really, it was annoying to me at the beginning because it's like, oh my gosh, this is the time when I need something to prepare for lunch or I need something to do something, and that's always the time that they are closed. But I do understand that it's cultural and people need to, Argentina really encourages people to rest and to have a good work-life balance. So I don't understand why they would, and I guess it's a thing in South America too. Siesta is like a Spanish thing, I guess. But yeah, I got used to it, and they also take a little nap during that time, which supposedly revives you for the afternoon. But yeah, and not every store takes a siesta. Some of them, like the big supermarkets or the coffee shops, they'll be open all throughout the day. But it's just maybe like the little stores and the little shops in some areas, in the areas that are not so in the central town, that will actually close and have a siesta. And I also, one of the things, just, you know, to add to it, like, I realized that Argentines, they would work either in the morning or in the afternoon. So sometimes they end up just working like 6 hours or 4 hours. Not everyone, of course, but for some places that's how it works. And I was like, wow, that's shocking. And the government places open in the morning, so they'll open from probably about 8 to 12 or 1 p.m. and that's it for the day. I was like, what? Well, if you have something to do, if you can't get it done in the morning, then that's it for you. You don't have a choice. You don't have the possibility of doing it in the afternoon, and that was kind of annoying. But you know, it is what it is. You get used to it over time. All right, enough of me talking. Those are 10 things that really shocked me as a Jamaican living in Argentina. If you're a foreigner living in Argentina, or if you're living in another country and you can relate to these things that I mentioned, then comment down below and I'll be happy to engage you in conversation. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for sharing with me on this journey. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, turn on the notification bell, because I'll be sharing a lot about the life of a Jamaican in Argentina. Bye!